very warm welcome to everybody who's joining us this afternoon, and welcome to Live at the Waterhole with myself, Chad Hobson. I'm going to be your naturalist for the afternoon. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Wednesday so far. Wherever you are tuning in from, please remember that this is a live and interactive show. So please do send through your questions and comments using the hashtag WildEarth on X. You can join the conversation on our YouTube channel. If you would like to subscribe, you can do so on our website, or you can download the Wild Earth app on any of the app stores. So we are starting out at Old Donyu Lodge up in Kenya, where yesterday we had a fantastic time. There was lots and lots that was happening, and it's nice to see that there's a little bit more water in the waterhole. Yesterday at the end of the show, it was pretty much empty with all those zebras and elephants and giraffe that were around. Tyler Everett, hello to you. And Candice is saying hi, Chad. Good to be on board with you again. I'm glad. Thanks very much, Candice. I'm glad you are on board with us this afternoon. It does seem like it is a little bit overcast and windy here in Old Donyu. If I look outside in Johannesburg, it's very clear day. I'm talking about a clear day here and an overcast day in Kenya. Why don't we have a look at the weather in the different locations? So it does seem like it is quite a clear day throughout southern Africa. Look at all those red-billed oxpeckers sitting on this giraffe. And it is two younger male giraffes that we are looking at. You can see they've still got a little bit of hair on their ossicones. And that hair will slowly start to wear down once they do start to neck and fight with one another. Pink, unfortunately, I have never been to Kenya. It is definitely on my bucket list to go up to Kenya and visit the Great Migration. That's what I do really want to do. Go on a hot air balloon and watch as the wildebeest and all the other animals move below you. Kim, you're asking, can giraffes neck to death? So personally, I've never seen them neck to death, but I have seen videos of giraffes necking, and I mean, if you think about the way that they neck, they're using those ossicones to hit one another, and they're hitting in on their neck. So, like, if that giraffe hits hard enough and maybe displaces one of the spinal columns or spinal cord, then definitely they could die. I have seen videos also before of a giraffe getting actually knocked out while fighting. And the giraffe fell over, the other one walked away, and a couple of minutes later, the giraffe stood up, shook it off, and then continued with his day. Polly is saying you love how weary they are around the water. They have to be. I mean, think about in this exact position that we're looking at this giraffe now. It's very vulnerable. I mean, looking down, it doesn't have its peripheral vision, so it can't see around. So if there's a pride of lion stalking up behind it, it's in huge danger. Mindy asking if I've ever seen a lion kill a giraffe. I haven't ever seen lions kill a giraffe. I've seen them attempt to hunt when I was working in the Sabi Sands at Mala Mala Game Reserve. I saw lions attempt for over an hour to hunt a giraffe, and the male lion jumped on the giraffe's back and then got flung off. It was a incredible sighting to see. You see, literally every time this giraffe goes down to drink and comes up, then it looks around, makes sure that it's still safe, and then goes back down. As beautiful as this is watching this giraffe drink, why don't we head over to town and see what else is coming down to drink? A beautiful herd of elephants running down to the water to come have their mid-afternoon drink. So while we do watch this beautiful herd of elephants drinking, Cisle Mbata asks, how can you tell whether it is a male or female giraffe? So males are generally a lot bigger compared to the females. They are often a lot darker in color, but also you can look at the between the legs, the penis sheath or the penile covering, whereas the females won't have that. And then the easiest way to tell is the ossicones or the ossicles on top of the head of the giraffe. The females have very thin ossicones with a lot of hair, whereas the males have quite thick ossicones with no hair, and that's used then for fighting or necking. That's what we were talking about a little bit earlier on. Mercedes Benny, greetings, Chad and Wild Earth crew and chatters. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks very much once again for always tuning in. Baby elephant looks like it's rolling in the mud. Does seem like it is quite a hot day down in Tower Lodge in Madikwe. So you'll see these elephants all spraying mud on themselves, trying to cool themselves down. Joanne Miller, good Wednesday to you. Luna, who doesn't love little baby elephants? Cosmic Carol, good morning, Chad, and fellow Wild Earth watchers. Loving the elephants. I'm glad you loving the elephants. How cute's that little baby elephant there? Literally caked fully in mud. Also, a beautiful big herd of wildebeest just resting on the outskirts of the waterhole. You'll often find during the winter times that there's quite a lot of animals that will rest in the sun. And I think just because the sun isn't as harsh during the winter as it is in the summer. As the summertime, if you sit in the sun, it's going to sizzle right through you. Whereas in the winter time, it can actually warm you up quite nicely. Just like Jordan was doing just before the show. She sent me a message saying that she's sunning herself just like a lizard. Millie B, you're so wonderful to have the sound of Ellie's bathing and Chad's voice in the background while you work. Happy days. I'm very glad that you are enjoying it. I think there are quite a lot of people that work while the is on in the background. It's can almost be quite calming and soothing to have it in the background, and especially live at the waterhole because you get these silent moments where you can just hear nature and the birds. If you're having a tough day, it can be quite peaceful. Colin, you're asking if I have a favorite waterhole. So somebody asked me this. I think it was Monday. What's today? Yeah, it was Monday. And there's two. Tower Lodge, definitely, just because there's always a lot happening. There's always abundance of animals around, beautiful birds and things like that. But then also Aldonyu in Kenya, just because it's a different camera angle, but also there's always lots of noises of birds and insects and animals coming down to drink. You get to see those beautiful tuskers. So I couldn't pick one, to be honest. So as Lankoff, I couldn't agree, saying it's just a calming sight in a tower with the elephants. It is indeed. Tasha, I've seen wild dogs once, and that was at Juma while I was on live at the waterhole. They didn't really spend too much time around the water, but they were around there for a little bit. I'm not too sure who it was, but I think at Rosie's Pan there was a wild dog kill that somebody saw. I think it might have been with Liam. I think he saw the wild dogs killing an impala, which is pretty ridiculous. As these elephants do wander off from Tar Lodge here, we're gonna head over to northern KwaZulu-Natal to Tembe Elephant Park, where there's another nice, peaceful elephant scene. Nice, beautiful, big elephant bull. Cosmic Carol is saying there's such spirituality in nature and with animals. There is indeed, for sure. Nice small herd of impalas also. I mean, you can see why these impalas are spending time around the water. Look how nice and green all the grass is within this area. I'd also be spending my time grazing around the water. The elephant bull's now taking some time just to rest in the shade. There's also quite a lot of sand there that he might throw on top of himself to try and keep himself cool. Viv, I think there's lots and lots of people that the elephants are their favorites. They're just such beautiful, peaceful animals. Also, always up to something. Nothing better than spending time with a nice big herd of elephants. We're gonna quickly head over to Tau Lodge, and we'll come back to this beautiful elephant here. Jenny is saying, "Wow, I feel like we never see ostriches." I think this is the only place that I've seen ostrich is here at Tau Lodge. Oh, well, that was nice to see the ostrich. Let's head back over to Tembi. Joanne Miller, my favorite animal, it's got to be a leopard and wild dogs. Those are two of my favorites. I was fortunate enough when I worked in the Sabi Sands to spend a lot of time with both of them, leopards and wild dogs. They're just such magnificent creatures. Just watching the leopard stalk up to something and slink off into the bushes or into the reeds and disappear, never to be seen again. Hudson, you're wondering if the sand tickles the elephants when they throw it on themselves? I'm not too sure. Um, the thing is, elephants, like their skin is so thick that they might not even be able to feel it. And you enjoy all the predators. I think the predators is something that a lot of people really do enjoy, and a lot of people that come back to South Africa for safaris is they really want to focus on the predators. Why don't we head back over to Old Donyu, where we've got an earland. Such a beautiful antelope. Okay, well, that was short and sweet. We're gonna head over to Madikwe, but we're gonna head over to Jamala and see what's happening there. Beautiful. I think this is the first time that I've been back to Jamala for a very long time. Madikwe is always full of elephants. Lots and lots of elephants coming through all the time. Joanne Miller, you're asking when guests visit what animal is most requested to see. Um, sure. To be honest, the two that I would say are probably the most common that people want to see are elephants and giraffe. Those are probably the two most common ones. But I mean, I've had people come from all over the world asking for different things. I mean, some people all they wanted to see was giraffe, zebra, warthog. Those are the three main animals they really, really, really wanted to see. Then you get people that only want to see cats, and so everybody's um, got their preferences. Cam, there are a few people that do want to see hippos, but the thing is, people really want to see hippos when they're out of the water. So, I mean, hippos during the daytime they spend time in the water and under the water, so you can't really get a good view of them. It's only in the evenings when they come out to go and feed you then get to see them nicely. But you also got to be very lucky to come across them. And then, Nikki, I have been very fortunate to spend time with cheetah. So I worked for a company called And Beyond at a private reserve up in northern KwaZulu Natal called Punda, and there it's very very well known for cheetah, white rhino, black rhino. So those are like the sort of the three main species people come there to see. And so I worked there for 5 years and really got to spend some quality time with lots of different cheetah. I mean, there was a coalition of three male cheetahs, cheetah and six cubs, cheetah and two cubs, cheetah with four cubs. So it was a very special time. And cheetahs, they also are such vulnerable cats. I mean, their numbers in the 5 years that I was there, the most cheetah um, that was on the reserve at one point, I think was 36 or 37. And then the lowest it got to when I was there was about 18. So it can drop quite drastically and quite fast. The conservation team there do a fantastic job at keeping the numbers of lions at a number where the cheetahs have enough space to move around and do their thing. Catherine, you wanting to see everything on safari, big and small. The rangers they do make an effort to show everybody big and small things. So I'm sure wherever you do go on safari, you'll get to see those animals big and small. Hannah, not all the animals do form coalitions. So I mean, like a cheetah, they'll form a coalition. Male lions, they'll form coalitions. But then something like a leopard's solitary. So they won't then be in a coalition. Male and female leopards are both solitary. Catherine, you're saying your favorite is brown hyena. I actually only recently got to spend time with brown hyenas when I was up in Tswalu, in Kalahari. It was fantastic to see them and just be able to spend time with them when you did find them because they are solitary and very, very elusive. Yeah, we're gonna head back over to Old Donyu and see what's happening. Rebecca, you're asking, is it true that cheetahs are functionally extinct in the wild because there's so little genetic diversity between individuals? I wouldn't say that really. The thing is that all conservationists in different reserves are trying their utmost best to get genetic diversity in cheetahs. So, I mean, for instance, like a reserve in KwaZulu Natal will send a cheetah from there down into the Waterberg, and then the Waterberg cheetah will go to KwaZulu Natal, and the cheetah from Kruger will then come down to somewhere around Johannesburg to try and get the diversity levels up. But I wouldn't say that they're functionally extinct, to be honest. I mean, there's areas like up in Kenya, Masai Mara, or even Kruger National Park where cheetahs roam that whole reserve, and the the diversity in that area is huge because I mean cheetahs in the northern parts will get kicked out by dominant males. They'll move into the southern parts. So I mean, I think there is still quite a lot of diversity within cheetah. Are you asking if it's true giraffes get dizzy when they lower their heads to drink? So I've read up quite a lot about giraffes drinking, and when the giraffes do drink, the blood flow is actually slowed down to their brain while they are down drinking. So I don't think they do get dizzy. There is a very long name that I cannot remember right now. That is a almost like a gland that slows down the blood flow to the brain when they do tilt their heads all the way down. Because you can imagine, I mean, if they do that normally, how much blood there is actually flowing to their head. Gillian, you're asking, do giraffe calves suckle? Um, you've never heard of it or seen of it. They do indeed suckle. Um, I've seen it a couple of times that giraffe calves suckling. You just got to be in the right place at the right time, I guess. Miss M, you are correct. The giraffes, they finally get their turn today. Well, they did get a fair bit of TV time yesterday also. Yeah, we're going to head back over to Tower Lodge, where our ostrich has made another appearance. The ostrich just seems to be wandering around. Maybe he's looking for a female. Just a reminder to everybody that this is a live and interactive show. So please do send through your questions and comments using the hashtag Wild Earth on X. Join the conversation on our YouTube channel. And if you would like to subscribe, you can do so on our website. Juliet, hello to you. It's been good to hear your voice. I believe you've missed me for the last couple of days. You have indeed been on since Monday. You just dropped in on your lunch hour, just in time to see your favorite giraffes at your favorite waterhole. Well, I'm very glad you got to see your favorites at the waterhole. Jack, too, I think there is quite a lot of pressure on the giraffe's knees when they do drink. I mean, think about all that weight leaning now forward onto the front legs. I think that's why they don't drink for too long and then they come up and then they go back down again. Let's head over back to Tembe Elephant Park. Lola, you're asking, are there any predators in Tembe? There are indeed. So, I think on Monday there was I just missed it, but there was a lioness that chased a herd of inyalas right past this waterhole. I did manage to see the video, but I didn't see it live. But there are indeed. Bianca, you're asking what's my craziest bush story. Phew. Mm, just trying to think, but there's one that just popped into my head straight away, and there was a time at Mala Mala where my guests were there for 6 nights. We had seen everything. We hadn't seen wild dogs though, and so I said to them on their last more afternoon drive, I said, "We've seen a lot. I knew the wild dogs were on the neighboring property, not too far from the boundary." And I said, all we're going to do this afternoon is go up to that boundary, and in the late afternoon, we're just going to drive up and down, up and down, up and down, and wait for these wild dogs. Because the reason I said that I'm sure they're going to cross is there's quite a big open area on our side of the boundary where the wild dogs often like to hunt. And so we drove up and down, and eventually the guests, I could see they were starting to get very bored, and I was also thinking, oh no, there's no ways that these wild dogs are going to come across. Anyway, eventually these wild dogs could hear the vehicle starting, which means the wild dogs got up. They started running, and we saw them. They ran across into our property. There was a nice big herd of impalas. The wild dogs then killed an impala literally right in front of us, and the guests were amazed. Um, and we watched this for probably 10 minutes. The wild dogs were finishing off the kill. Next thing, a male leopard ran into the sighting, grabbed the carcass from the wild dogs, and now the wild dogs and the leopard was having a fight with one another, trying to take the carcass back. And next second, the two black dam males actually they ran in and then chased the leopard and the wild dogs and finished the remaining um, impala. It was That was ridiculous. At some points, I didn't even know what to say to my guests. It was just crazy. Juliet, you're saying that it's so peaceful. You can identify any of the birds. There's a couple of different birds calling. It's yellow-bellied greenbill. There's a couple of different sunbirds. A white-bellied sunbird's calling. Trying to listen for any of the others. Right, and you asking to have a favorite bird. Um, I would have to say Narina trogon, which is a beautiful bird that you find in ancient sandforests. You can actually find them here up in Tembe Elephant Park. It's just got such a beautiful call, um, and it's quite elusive. The beautiful bright red chest with the dark green back. Oliver, I'm really glad you're enjoying this peace and quiet. It's just so beautiful to watch these illies and listen to all the birds calling. Such a nice, beautiful, peaceful scene here at Tembi. Also, so beautiful the reflection from the sky on the water makes it look crystal clear. Juliet, you're asking if there's ever crocs in these water holes. So, personally, I've never seen one here at Tembi, but I have seen Tau Lodge. There's been a couple of times. Trying to think if I've seen anywhere else. But a lot of them are pretty small and quite shallow, so there won't be really like abundance of life in them for the crocodiles to feed on. But I think it's only Tau Lodge that I've seen a crocodile at. Elephants do seem to be having a great time down here at Tembe Elephant Park. Really are cooling off. The temperatures up in Tembe Elephant Park in northern KwaZulu-Natal can still reach high to low 30s during winter. So it does still get pretty hot. I think we're gonna head back over to Old Donyu and see what's happening there. So it's nice that there's enough water now for the giraffe and the elephant to drink at the same time. Very couldn't agree more. At least the elephant isn't intimidating the giraffes this time. Yesterday there was a lot of intimidation going on with the giraffes and zebras and elephants, but it seems very calm today. It was so amazing yesterday to get to spend so much time with the beautiful Tusker one ton. Maybe he'll make an appearance now in the last half hour of the show. Only a pleasure, Julius. I'm back to work now, but might secretly try and watch even if I can't have the sound up. That's alright. I'm glad you at least got to see your favorite giraffes at your favorite waterhole. Nice that this elephant's got the whole waterhole to himself. There's also still quite a young elephant bull. I mean, just looking at the size of his tusks as well as the general size of his body, probably somewhere around 25 or 30 between those two ages, I would say. Is a good guesstimation. Almost seems like that elephant's looking at something. I don't know if this elephant's. Oh, there we go. Apologies for that. I think we did freeze there. I thought the elephant might have been just staring at something, but it turns out that we were frozen. Because I was thinking, no, this elephant's been far too still for far too long. We are now back at Jamala with another herd of elephants that's come down. It's always amazing how these elephants find the freshest water that's available at the water hole. Can you hear some elephants trumpeting off in the distance? I don't know if they're getting excited that they're on their way to the water. We'll just have to wait and see. Does seem to always be quite a lot of elephants coming down to Jamala. It is also quite a big waterhole, and also because it is pumped. There's a lot of the animals will tend to spend time around the pumped waterholes during the drier months, now in winter. There might not be too much water that's around. Maybe that's a small herd of elephants that we heard trumpeting a little bit earlier on. It's quite amazing how dry this area is. I do remember when we were having quite a lot of summer rains. I was very happy for Madikwe, thinking that there's going to be a bit of grass cover, but it does seem to have now died away. Seems like these elephants are a little bit weary. can see here, so it might be two different herds of elephants that are coming together at the waterhole. So you can see they do look a little bit weary. I mean, elephants, they aren't territorial, but they are just a little bit weary sometimes of each other when they do come together. It might be because of that bigger elephant bull there. And often you'll find that when there is an elephant bull in the area, and maybe that elephant bull might be in must, then often elephants are very weary because they can be quite short tempered, try and look to mate. Gary, I'd have to say my favorite waterholes either Old Donyu or Tau Lodge. Um, just because there's always a constant almost happening in those areas. There's always abundance of animals. I really do enjoy talos because you often see lots of different species, and then also the camera angle at Aldonyu, I really do enjoy. Hmm, lots of dust there. been amazing to watch the interactions between all these different elephants coming down to the same water. Okay, we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna head over to Ukaguyu. How fantastic. Man, oh man, the elephants really have been on our side the last couple of days. Ray, you're saying you love an Illy pool party? I couldn't agree more. It is fabulous to see so many elephants coming down to cool themselves off. So we do only have 5 minutes left of the show. So please do send through your last couple of questions and comments. I think this will be a fabulous way to, to end off the live at the Waterhole show. In France, not really. There's not. I wouldn't say there's really behavioral differences with elephants in different areas. I think the behavior is very similar all around. What an amazing way to wrap up the show here at Ukuguyu in Namibia with the elephant pool party. So we are coming to the end, and thanks once again to everybody for joining. It's been a fantastic live at the Waterhole. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the show. Up next on Safari, and then the live drives. But thanks once again, and have a fantastic rest of your afternoon.
Hello and welcome on board this afternoon. Lovely highlight show here in the tent. My name is Steve Falconbridge. I'm joined by Panda on camera, and this is On Safari.